Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Salmon17, and I apologize if I haven't made a video for a long while. I've been kind of a lot of things that are going through my head, and also I just got My Hero Academia Season 1 on Blu-ray. It was quite pricey, but it was the last copy, so yeah, and I also love that anime, that's why I bought it. But enough about that. Let's talk about the Netflix's Shira. And I'm sorry if it will be much harder for me to talk about because there's some kind of weird thing stuck between my somewhere in the bottom of my teeth. Something pretty sharp. But so I apologize if I now sound a little bit weird and I have a lot of pauses more than once. But Netflix's Shira, it's a complete disaster. No, if there are people who enjoyed the show, good for you. But I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about the show because this show. What can I say about the show that it hasn't already been said? But wait, it is a good show because it has representation.
Well, that's about enough light for me for one day. Let me check the time. Yeah, it's about that time.
And I can say the word because I don't want to piss off a lot of people, but a lot of people might guess what I'm talking about. But some people might ask, Sam, what's so about representation? So it's not like I'm against some things being representative, or I don't know how to say it correctly, representative in animation, but when people are going a little too far about this, like Steven Universe or many other shows, even the Loud House sometimes is going a bit overboard with it, but when it comes to representation, it should not be like, holy shit, we have like gay couples in animation, that means it's the best show ever. Like, really hate the fact that people have this kind of mindset nowadays when thinking, oh wait, we have gay characters, that automatically means it's a 10 out of the 10 show. But with Netflix's She-Ra reboot, it's like, I have no words about the show because I saw like 2 episodes on Netflix, the Netflix She-Ra reboot, and I cringed. I fucking cringed. I basically groaned. I yelled, why and how, like, and it's kind of hard to talk about the show negatively because a lot of people just want to defend the show, and people might think you're a misogynist, you are anti-LGBT type of person because you don't like the show because it didn't represent something. Like, I don't hate the show because it represents something. I hate the show because it has 1. Bad writing, 2. Unlikable main characters, 2. Unfunny jokes, and 3. And 4. Sorry, I forgot to count. And 4. Inconsistent animation. And I can go on because this show is terrible, and one of the worst things about the show is the fact that, considering the original She-Ra from the 80s cartoon, 80s She-Ra, the original creator died this year. The reboot creators is just like, the guy died, who cares? Like, they don't do anything special about the person's death, like other shows like the Justice League or the original Justice League cartoon, or make an episode that is dedicated to the original creator. Even though they have in season 2, they kind of have a dedication to the 80s cartoon creator, but not because they make fun of the 80s She-Ra, saying, oh my god, 80s She-Ra is so stupid, we make fun of it. Like, it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful towards the original creator who just died, and also kind of disrespectful towards the original show. And you might say the usual He-Man and 80s She-Ra are not that memorable. They're pretty goofy. People would just make fun of them, and it's kind of true. But at the same time, think about with this logic, without these shows, without the He-Man or even freaking She-Ra, there will not be Reboot He-Man from 2002, and there will not be the current reboot of She-Ra. Without these properties, there will be not many reboots or your interpretations of the current show. Nothing. You will not have that. And one of the worst parts about the She-Ra reboot, it's like it feels like a bad fan fiction rather than a good reboot that has clever writing, better written characters, likable main leads. It's basically like, haha, we suck. We know we suck, but we have more money to than. And I feel like this is like a modern cartoon syndrome, where people feel like, hey, we make a cartoon show, but we don't want to put effort into it because we want more political stuff put in. We want to be more political with our show and we also want to be representative. I think I said political 2 times. I apologize for that, but here's the thing. What is the point of being representative if it's gonna be like, can there be a show that doesn't represent anything? Like, for me it's about quality over quantity, but the reboot She-Ra, it feels like feminism, because why not? I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but come on, bring on the hate, because I don't care at this point. Like, because I can't stand when people defend bad shows because some people might write in the comments, hey, but it's a show for new generation, why are you hating on it? Like, I usually hate shows that basically treat kids like idiots, and also show animated shows that don't even try. And it's bad enough that we have She-Ra reboot. Like, we have too many reboots as it counts, and I just want to see something original. Like, for example, Gendy Tartakovsky just released a trailer for a new show called Primal, and I'm actually excited about this because Gendy Tartakovsky is one of the few people that is left that wants to create an animated show that has quality over quantity, and I respect him for that. But when it comes to Star Wars vs. Evil, Steven Universe, the She-Ra reboot, etc., it's more about the representation rather than making a good quality show. And it's not like I completely hate Steven Universe. It has some really good qualities for the show, but I can't lie by saying that Steven Universe doesn't have issues as well. Like, Steven Universe also suffered the same fate that the She-Ra reboot suffers, and it comes to inconsistent animation styles or character designs. Like, for example, in one episode, Lapis Lazuli's hair is way too big. In another episode, Lapis Lazuli is basically drawn the same size as Peridot for some reason. Like, inconsistent animation like this is what really turns me off from shows like Steven Universe. And Star Wars vs. Evil, for example, focuses more on shipping rather than its story and character development, because we only care, apparently modern day cartoon community cares more about shipping rather than the story, apparently, for some reason. And with the She-Ra reboot, it's kind of hard to talk about this because if you say one thing negative about the show, it's like, especially if you're a male, people might think, you're just a sexist pig because you don't care about good writing and stuff like that. Like, I really hate this these stupid articles thinking men don't like the show because female characters are not sexy enough. Like, I don't think anyone who's a fan of animation said, "Hey, you know, there's reboot characters look 15-year-old and you need to make it more sexy." Like, no one said that. The real reason people don't like the She-Ra reboot, in no matter what gender it is, people don't like the show because of bad, like I said, bad writing, inconsistent animation errors, un, unneeded representation, and unlikable characters, main characters especially, because the only characters they can tolerate in the show are the bad guys, and that's something you should be really doing. And of course, you know, bad writing and unneeded. I I have no words for the show. Like, I can't even talk about the show because it's really hard to talk about something negative people without people thinking, oh, you're just a negative person, without thinking, there's nothing good about it. Like I stated previously, I'm excited about Gendy Tartakovsky's new show Primal that is gonna air on an Adult Swim. There's no current release date for the show, but by the looks of the trailer, it looks mature, it looks amazing, it has good animation, it doesn't look the same as any other animated show in the West nowadays, and I don't know, I that's all I can say about the She-Ra, but because I have nothing to say about the show, because it's a bad show. I am sorry, it's a bad show. I can't say anything good about the show, and the only thing good about the show are the bad guys. The bad guys are written well, and for some reason the main characters are just obnoxious morons. I can't stand them. I just feel like when I look at the main characters in the She-Ra reboot, I feel like I want to. In some cases, I feel like I want to have the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones and snap my fingers and see all the main characters just dust off, because all of them are just obnoxious morons. I don't like them. And you know you're doing something wrong when you make the main characters unlikable and obnoxious. And the articles about the She-Ra reboot are just, oh my god, they do everything, and I mean by everything I mean they do everything to defend the show. One article says that She-Ra season 2 is like Star Wars. I forgot the name of the. I think it was Star Wars Episode 6, like that. No, it isn't, and they make these stupid assumptions that it's like. When these people interviewing the creator of the She-Ra reboot, I think her name was Stevenson, and when they interview her, when they ask these questions, I actually watched Crimson Sin videos. Check out his channel in the link in the description, and then check out the questions they asked for Stevenson. It's like it feels like they watched a completely different show that we watched as the actual audience of the She-Ra reboot. It's like they want to defend the show as much as possible because you can't say anything negative about the show because Stevenson is a god, because we need to defend people like that, even though the show has really bad writing and inconsistent animation errors and stuff like that. And I keep on mentioning these same things because that's what the She-Ra reboot is. It's a bad show. And you can't tell me otherwise, because some people had hope for the She-Ra reboot, but when I look at the She-Ra reboot, I feel like it's a bad show. Not a single thing to defend about the show. There is not a single thing. And I know they're gonna keep on making more seasons because they want to be more creative, and by creative I'm just saying like this because there's not a single creativity about the show, because it's like there's nothing good about the show. There is nothing I have to say that is good about the show, and that is all I can say about the She-Ra reboot, because it's a bad show. It's a really bad show, and I can't say anything positive about the show. And I know I'm gonna get hate comments by the modern cartoon community or by the She-Ra Reboot fan clubs or something like that. But I just want to say my thoughts about the She-Ra Reboot, and for me, it's a bad show. But you tell me, what do you guys think about the She-Ra Reboot? For those who actually support my channel, what do you guys think about the She-Ra Reboot? And like I said, check out Crimson Sin's videos about his thoughts about the She-Ra Reboot. And there's another channel I want you guys check out, who actually watch the show and react to it, and it is really funny, and at the same time I feel bad for these guys, but I feel like they're actual heroes for actually sitting through this bad show and actually watching it and reacting to it, because I will put both of the channels in the link of the descriptions, and for you guys to check out, because I feel like these guys need more recognition than I feel like, including Crimson Sin and the other YouTube name. I always forget. Sometimes for me, if remembering names is hard for me, but yeah. But yeah, check out those two channels in the link in the descriptions, and if you agree with what I'm saying about the She-Ra Reboot, like the video if you want to, and share this video with others to spread the word about the She-Ra Reboot, because for the She-Ra Reboot, I feel like there's need to be more truth about the reboot rather than lies. But what do I know? So yeah, this is Salmon7 signing off, and I'm probably gonna eat lunch later on and watch some Spectacular Spider-Man. So yeah, see you guys later.